Hey everyone, this is Mohi from Pixalgebra Studio. I want to go through a video covering options pages with ACPT and Bricks Builder today. Now, what are option pages? For me, they're just really easy, convenient shortcuts to key dynamic information that we can change whenever we need. So in today's video, we're going to look at a website that I'm creating as a template, which is a school website. So this is my school website, so that schools can kind of have a very dynamic website whenever they need to change things, which schools regularly need to change. They can do so without hiring someone like me to do it for them, which is going to cost them quite a bit of money, right? So can I set up a website where basic information can be changed? And for schools, that can often happen on a termly basis, right? So on a semester basis, it could change. So for example, a school teacher might change. But for today, I want to look at a few things. I want to look at, firstly, contact information I've got here. So address, phone number, email address, how I can have that added dynamically using an options page. And then we've got things like social media. And then I might even add a section for like governors or staff members, because schools have governors that lead the school and make sure everyone's doing their job properly. We've got obviously head teachers, a senior leadership team, and you've got others. For example, you have reception teachers, year 1 teachers, all the way to year 6 teachers in primary. For secondary, you'll have different departments, so maths, English, science, and you have teachers within those. So there's loads of things we can add dynamically where schools can change because teachers move on, right? On a termly basis, you'll have new teachers. So how can schools kind of take on that change, and how can I as a web designer make it easier for them? Not just schools, obviously, any website, any business, we want to make it easier for them. So let's go into ACPT. Now this is on a local website, so hopefully there's no issues with some of the things that can occur with local websites. So here we've got ACPT and our options page. As you can see, ACPT options page, I shouldn't have anything on there at the moment. It's blank. I want to add my options page, so I'm going to register a new one, add page, and I'm going to call that, what should I call that? I'll call it key information, right? Key information. Okay, key information, there we go. So school information might be good. School details, anything you want really. I might just call it school details. Okay, school details, menu title, school details, slug, that's fine. Icon, I could change, I'm not going to bother now, and maybe I'll put it right at the top, right? So select after the dashboard might be good, or even before the dashboard might be great. Manage options, okay, great, and that's about it, right? So I'm going to save that, and here we are. Right, so we've got school details. Now you can see school details have appeared here. There's nothing here though, right? Because I haven't added anything just yet. So let's go back into ACPT and let's have a look at our options pages again. And I know I've got one here. Let's see if I can edit that. Can I edit that? Show. There we are. Nothing there. Can I edit it somehow? Let's see. Manage. Let me, if I click that, I can duplicate, hide, execute. There's nothing here, right? Permissions, export, duplicate, delete. So how am I going to add, if I click on manage pages, there we are. Now we've got some other things. Now it says here, no children created yet. Okay, what does that mean? Well, if we have a look at our page that we're going to add this information to, I want a child section that has the contact information, and then I've got social media as well. So I've got 2 sections. I want to split them. I don't want it to be on the same page, I suppose, right? Or I want it to be on sub pages, what I'm trying to say. So let's have a look. Let's call that contact info. Contact info, manage options, okay, yep, that's all good. I think that looks fine. And I'll have another one, which is socials. I'll just put socials, and that should be fine. Okay, right, so that's all done. Perfect, save. Now, what happens? Nothing happened, right? Let's have a look at social details, school details rather. And you can see school details. We've got school details. we've got contact info, we've got socials, and there you are. We've got 3 sections. Now we've got school details, which is unusual because if I look at another website, yeah, it does have key information as well, social links. Okay, right. So let's go back here again. In our section for, where is it gone? In our section for school details, what would I add? Contact information, I know what I'm going to add. Socials, I know what I'm going to add. Okay, so let's start adding in the key fields that we need. How do I do that? Well, in ACPT, we've got field groups, and then I'm going to add, create a new meta, standard view. That's all going to stay the same. I might call this what should I call it? Let's call it socials. Okay, socials, there we are. Socials, and add location. Where is this going to be linked to? Or what is this going to be linked to? So we've got post types. Is there any options pages here? Options page, you can see here, right? So we've got options page to select, and so I'll click on options page, and then is equal to, and then which one should it be equal to? Well, this is socials, so I'm gonna link it to the socials page, right? Social section. So that's done. What do I need? I need add meta, add field, and I'm going to call this socials. Now, different schools obviously will have different kind of social networks that they're involved in. Some of them might have just a Facebook. Some of them might have more than one. Some of them might have 5. Some of them might have 10, I don't know, right? So how are we going to do this? Let's give an option. Let's have a repeater field. That we could do it that way. We could have a repeater field, and therefore we can choose different options. But for this, because it's options pages, I would prefer not to have a repeater field, because that would just overcomplicate things. I think most schools, for this business, most schools actually are not going to have that many. They're going to probably have about 3 or 4 max. So what are they going to be? I might just say Facebook link, Facebook page, maybe better, Facebook page. And that Facebook page would be, I can keep it as a text even, but I'm going to keep it as a URL. So where's that gone? URL is here. There you go. There you are. URL. So I've got Facebook page and it's a URL. Then I might duplicate that, and this one's going to be Instagram and Instagram page. That's a URL, and final one is going to be a Facebook, Instagram, and what's the other one? Not LinkedIn, Twitter, which is now called X page, right? Got X page URL. Okay, that's good. Right. So if I save that, I should now, because it's linked to the socials, I should now see how that is linked. Contact info, socials. There we are. Right. So I've got URL, enter URL, enter text link. It will probably be the same thing. That's what I normally do. Let's get a few. So let's use PixAlgebra Studio's one. I think this is it. Let's have a look. This is the Facebook one. Let's have just put the Facebook here, and I put here as well. Instagram is more friendlier. There, I don't think I've got a Twitter, so I'll leave that blank. Let's see what happens if we do leave it blank. Okay, so I might save that, and there we are. Right, Facebook, Instagram, done. Right, contact information. What do I normally use for contact information for schools? Well, let's add that into our field groups. Here we are. So create new again, and I'm going to have a field group which is going to be standard view, add condition. It's going to be options page is equal to what should I have? Contact info, right? For this one, yeah, because it's going to be all the information that I need for people to be able to contact school. What do I have normally? We look at contacts. We've got address, phone, email. That's all I'm going to have just for this video. Keep it nice and sweet. So we've got address, and for address I'm going to have a text area because I know that it's going to be more easily editable for us, or it's easier to style, I should say, as well for us. I've got text area for address. What else is it? Email address, email, address, A-D-D-R-E, if I can spell right. Email address, that's going to be, I can keep it as a text field, it's not really a big issue. And we're going to have, what else can I have? Email address and phone number, right? Okay, so phone number, and I could have that as a phone here. Okay, well, email address, I could also have email, I could have a text, depends on how you want to kind of manage things. I'll leave it as email actually for this one. That's it, really. Done. Save, and let's look at contact info now. You can see that it's got everything here. Okay, we know there's going to be UK, United, or I'm in the United Kingdom, so United Kingdom, there we are, and we can write whatever we want, 0777, something like that. Email address, we're going to have anything we would like in there, so let me just type in same old me at hotmail.com, and address, we can put in whatever we want, 5033 SD Lane, and so forth. Okay, and so there we are. I'll stop here and save. Right, so we've added the information. Let me add a bit more. London E17 8PA. Maybe I'll say that's in Wolverhampton. We are 33 Sid Lane. Perfect. Okay, right. So let's save that. And that's it, right? And you might think, okay, so what difference has that made? Okay, what difference has that made? Well, if I go to our contacts page now, I'll quickly refresh this because I know, let me quickly save and refresh actually. Save and then refresh this so that it will upload, or it'll have knowledge of whatever I've just done. Okay, right now I've got address here. I want to change this address in bricks. I want to use dynamic data, and now you can see for ACPT, for the options pages, we've got contact info. I know this was, what was that address, right? Yep, that's the address, and I can save that. And if I look at the front end now, you can see I've got 33 Sid Lane, Wolverhampton, London E17 8PA, perfect. Phone number, I want to change that to, what did I have as phone number? I would like that to be, that's address, that's email, that's phone number there, and contact email address, I'll do exactly the same. Right, so once I've got that, all good. And you can see that email address, telephone number, and the address is all there dynamically. Now you might think, okay, well, that is something I could do with normal custom fields. Yes, you could do. It's a bit more work in terms of how we set it up, a little bit more, but I think it's just a lot easier to have these specific custom fields, which you know are going to be not really changed that much. But when we need it to be changed, it's just really easy to access them here. So for example, if now for some reason the school decides to move to Cambridge, for example, and I have no idea what the postcode for Cambridge is, but something like 3M, I'm guessing, 158HB as an example. Let's see what happens to the front end. I've changed that here. And if I go to the contact us page, there we are. Look at that, it's changed. Okay, very easy. Would you agree? So that's as simple as that, really. Now, what about the social side? Social sides, I can just add or change the socials. Where's it gone? I think it's here. And so let's have a look. We've got LinkedIn. We don't have LinkedIn actually. We've got YouTube page. So I'm going to click on the YouTube link, and what is it gone? It says dynamic data. Yep, that's what we want. We want it to be Facebook, and that's it. Done. Or that's not Facebook, actually, that's YouTube, isn't it? It's YouTube. Have I put in the YouTube? I don't think I even put in the YouTube. So, okay, let's do another one. It's Facebook, right? So let's do Facebook. Let's do Instagram. And that's it. Let's have a look at the front end. And what was it? Facebook, Instagram. Oops, it's not gone to the right place. What happened there? Well, if I look at the actual bar, right, the URL, it's got it there, but it's got it at the end. Okay, so what's happened there, I wonder? Okay, let's have a look why that happened. Let's see. Oh, that's probably why. Because I've got all of this possibly here as well. Let's do that. And what was the other one? Facebook, yeah. Okay, I didn't notice that I've got all of this. I didn't delete that initially. That might work. Let's see if that has resolved the issue. What was I going to do? Instagram. Yep, there we are. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So I just didn't delete it. That's all it was. Initial text that was there for some reason. I thought I deleted it, but I didn't. And there you go. Simple as that, right? So that's really what Options Page can bring you. Now, as a school, because I'm making a school website, I know, for example, our school staff team, right? So staff team is going to have lots of people. School governance, right? That's going to have the governors there, right? So I know that I can easily add another ACPT field group in school information, right? Or I can add another subgroup called staff and governors. And then once you want to change the governors, or you want to add a new member of staff or take someone away because they've left, it's so simple, right? You can just add it here, get your school, your client to go on and just change it here. You can make a short video like this, and that's it, really simple as that. So I hope this video, it's a short video, I hope it kind of made sense, hope it's useful to you, because I think that the options pages are really useful, especially if when you're handing over your website, completed website, to your client, and you can show them. What we normally do is we have a back-end page for our clients. They get to see exactly where to change things, and there's a link and a short video to explain how they can change it themselves without needing us. So yeah, let us know if this was a useful video or it was totally useless, because we haven't made one for a while. But I thought this was useful because I tried to look at some options pages videos on YouTube. Not really anything new, but it's nothing that exciting, I suppose. So no one's really making any, so I thought I'll make one. Take care, everyone. Bye.